What's up, you guys? Today is Monday, which can only mean one thing. It's time for a Movie Mondays! And today I am going to be giving you a review, recap, whatever, of the movie I Feel Pretty, which is a new Amy Schumer movie, which came out last Friday, which was the 20th? I'm pretty sure it was the 20th. Anyway, so the whole entire purpose of this movie is about self-love, body encouragement. So basically, Amy Schumer plays the character of Renee, who every time she looks in the mirror, she just feels disgusting. Me personally, I do not think Amy Schumer is that big. Like, I think she is the perfect size, much like Meghan Trainor, but for whatever reason, these females that are the perfect proportion want to talk about, you know, being really big. You're not, so stop it. But okay. So she looks in the mirror and she feels so disgusted with herself all the time. She tries to go to Soul Spin or Soul Cycle or whatever it's called in Manhattan, because of course it takes place in New York because Amy Schumer is from Rockville Center. Oh. And the people there kind of, well, not the people there, but the one girl that's supposed to be helping her is kind of like shouting out her insecurities and making her feel uncomfortable. And, you know, she just decides to virtually leave after a really bad incident in her lower lady region area. Yeah. And so then she goes home and she watches one of my favorite movies that's supposed to take place in New York, Big, starring Tom Hanks. And she decides to run out in the thunderstorm and make a wish and throw a coin into the air and wish that she was beautiful. Now, Amy Schumer's character, Renee, is the perfect example of how a lot of females look at themselves and have this dysmorphia about how they look, this insecurity about how they look. And we just tend to think that we look worse than what we actually look like. That just seems to be a thing. But it is. And so she makes the wish and she hopes that things change, but they don't. So she decides, you know what, I'm just going to go to Soul Cycle. She goes to Soul Cycle and the instructor is giving her like this encouragement, like, you are who you want to be, and who you want to be is going to start right now. So of course this motivates her and she gets pumped and she starts really getting into it, and she decides to stand up and she ends up falling and hitting her head. And this is basically where everything comes to pass. And this is what surprised me. So she fell, hit her head, and they had her laying down in the bathroom. And, you know, the same girl from before who was kind of like yelling out her insecurities are like, yo, you good? You gonna sue? What's up? And I'm not gonna lie, at this point of the movie, I was just like, is this supposed to be a comedy, or what is going to be the moral? Obviously, she sees herself in a different way, and she just thinks that she's like this beautiful chick. But like, after seeing the reviews, I genuinely thought that like it was gonna be almost like Shallow Hal meets a gal, where it's like Shallow Hal was put under that spell and he saw Gwyneth Paltrow for how she really looks in real life, but everybody else saw her for how her character looked. Just really big. And that's how I thought it was going to be for this movie. But I was pleasantly surprised, because when she came to, she looked in the mirror and in her mind she saw something else, but we as the viewers still saw her. So I was pleasantly taken aback by that, because I really thought that they were going to sit here and have another actress and, you know, put this of what, like, we get to see what she sees in her mind, but they didn't do that. So throughout the whole entire movie, we see Amy Schumer for Amy Schumer, but she clearly sees something else. And whatever she sees gives her this big, like, boost of confidence. She works for this luxury brand, and this confidence gives her the courage to go ahead and apply for a receptionist. And it's supposed to be comically funny, because she has lines like, modeling is an option for me, but it's not who I am. And like, it's funny. But at the end of the day, it has such a good message. So basically, all these things happen to her. She gets a boyfriend, and she gets like this big major role in this makeup company that she's really started from the bottom, and now she's here. Okay, and she does all that. And then she has a love interest, and it's just all this stuff. And then she hits her head in the shower, and she's back to seeing who she was. Now, in the beginning, she just had really great confidence, but then towards the end, she became a jerk right before she hit her head and saw like what we've been seeing the whole entire time, but what she didn't see. And so, she kind of went MIA because she thought that people were seeing who she was seeing. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well. It's kind of complicated to explain, but you need to go see the movie and you'll understand. And so she gives this big grandiose speech, and she has a picture of her when she was working at the brand as a receptionist and what she thought she was, and then her before. And then she looks at the pictures and she realizes, hold up, I'm the same person. And then she realizes, wait, hold up. It was just a perception thing. When I hit my head, I had this perception that I looked different. But in reality, I really did not look different. And then she gives this big speech about being who you are and loving who you are. And we all come in different shapes and sizes and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, I enjoyed the movie. This movie was very hard to explain. I'm not even gonna lie. But I did enjoy the movie. I did like the message. I did like the fact that we still saw Amy Schumer for Amy Schumer. But I felt like the movie hit too close to home for me to find it super funny. If that makes any sense. Like, I really felt like this movie was a little bit more serious than what people will chalk it up to be. Because that's a serious thing, you know, when you look in the mirror and you hate what you see, or you look in the mirror and you feel so insecure about what you see. I can't speak for any other country but America, because this is the country that I live in. But you know, you look at these magazines, you look at these models on the cover of makeup, and I'm looking around. I have so much makeup. I'm trying to see if I have something. Okay, I currently don't. But you just see all these really pretty people all the time in Hollywood, and they just seem so perfect and so flawless. And they're like stick thin. And you know, when you don't look like that, you start to feel a certain type of way about yourself, and you start to get down on yourself, and it's a really, really sad feeling. And for anyone out there who may feel that way, I am so sorry. Just know that you literally are beautiful, because what makes you beautiful is your soul and your spirit, not your physical appearance. Because everybody gets old and shrivelly and dies. It just happens. Okay, unless you die young, but we're not going to talk about that. That's a little bit morbid. But for the most part, everybody gets old and shrivelly and dies, okay? And when we're dead and decomposed in our caskets, we all look the same. So, merp. So, I just felt like the movie, it had a good message, but there was just so much comedy I felt that was placed behind it, trying to make it seem like try to make it light and fluffy, instead of really just being direct and addressing the elephant in the room. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not knocking the movie for that at all. It was still a really good movie, and I definitely left that movie in such a good spirit, in a good place, because it made me leave that movie theater feeling like I can accomplish anything. Like, anything I want, I can accomplish it. I just have to have the confidence to do it. You know what I mean? And I really, really like that message. It was just like a really good movie. I kind of feel like if you need a pick-me-up, if you've been feeling down and out about whatever personally, maybe you're not too happy with how you look physically, or you're feeling insecure. Number one, let me just say that our society has this really bad thing with like putting all these people, or like, not, our society has this really bad complex about looking at things on the internet or on social media account and thinking that is everybody's everyday life. It's not. It's not. Okay, that girl that posted this perfect selfie and she's considered Insta baddie, I guarantee you she's wearing a pound of makeup, and it took her over 100 shots to get that image. Because when it all comes off, she 9 times out of 10 looks like a completely different person. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like and I feel like this was takeaway of the movie as well. Like, please do not try to compare yourself to these people on YouTube and these people on Instagram and Twitter that live this big grandiose life and just seem so perfect and so flawless, because at the end of the day, when it comes to social media, you are only seeing a portion of what that person wants you to see. When I vlog, I literally have maybe 6 hours of footage that I have to go through and squeeze into a 20-minute video. So of a full 12-day video, you're only seeing maybe 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes of my day that I have cut and I have edited. we're not perfect, and I do try to show you guys like my flaws or whatnot, but like at the end of the day, we're not perfect. And I feel like that's what the whole point of this movie was about, is to say that it's okay to have flaws. It is okay to be you. And I think that that was the whole point of the movie, and I think that they did try to, like I said, make it more of a comic relief version of that like takeaway. But at the end of the day, it was still a really great movie. I still give it 5 stars, and I still highly recommend you go check it out. I Feel Pretty, oh so pretty. Comment down below if you know what movie that song's from. Just saying. But yeah, so this movie Mondays wasn't too funny, I guess. It was definitely more inspirational, because that's just the route in which the movie took me. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, or if you enjoy me and you want to see more from me, you know what to do. You need to be part of the GG Meister Mer Pod Squad and come swimming with us on all of our adventures. How much you do that, you're probably asking? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is rate, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Loves and likes ya. Bye!